Gold-plated preacher with the carnival grin, selling salvation while the wolves rush in. Built a throne from noise and fear, turned up the static so the truth won't clear. Painted the skyline in a fevered glow, fed every fracture just to watch it grow. Calls it power, calls it fate, just another salesman manufacturing hate. He wraps himself in borrowed flags, hides the rot beneath the rags, speaks in thunder, hollow sound, while common sense gets driven underground. Promises carved in smoke and sand, always slipping through your hands. Turns every wound into a show, just to keep the cameras rolling slow. Oh, hear the engine scream tonight. Truth is bruised but still alive. You can dress a lie in red, white, blue, but rust still eats what isn't true. Hey, tear the crown of rust away. We won't kneel, we won't obey. No more kings in tailored rage, no more tyrants on the stage. Hey, we won't drown inside your fire, built on fear and cheap desire. Your empire's made of cracked veneer, and we can see right through it here. He points a finger at the weak, makes a villain every week. Families turn to targets fast, just to weaponize the past. Builds a wall in people's minds, leaves compassion far behind. Turns a border into bait, then sells the panic state to state. Speaks of purity and law, while the crowd forgets what they once saw. Children crying behind steel bars, under fluorescent prison stars. Turns a language into threat, a surname into suspect. Paints whole peoples with one brush, calls the cruelty common sense and hush. Then comes the sermons aimed to spite at those who dare to live in light. Lovers turn to enemy lines, human hearts reduced to signs. A rainbow turned into a war by men who've never opened doors. Policing love with ancient dust, draped in righteousness and rust. He mocks the wounded, mocks the pain, turns human dignity to gain. A sneer sharp as broken glass, while empathy is told to pass. Strength to him is cruelty loud, dominance performed for crowds. Confusing volume for command, like shouting makes a steady hand. And every fact becomes a fight, every noon becomes a night. Truth bent backwards till it snaps, lost inside the endless traps. He courts the shadows, courts the rage, gives resentment center stage. Dog whistles to rest as policy, a wink disguised as decency. When hatred gathers in the square, he never says it isn't there, just leaves the doorway open wide and lets the poison step inside. Stand by, whispered through the wire, like tossing matches into fire. Feeding movements dressed as pride, while danger multiplied outside. Not defenders, not the brave, just uniforms for fear to wave. Cosplaying war in daylight glare, mistaking menace for repair. Illegal militias play soldier games, cosplaying freedom, masking shame. Marching hard in borrowed myth, hands clenched high in bitterness. No patriot hide behind a mask to threaten what democracy asks. No courage found in armored lies, just fragile egos militarized. He fed the myth of stolen faith, poured gasoline on civic hate. Told the crowd the system bled, while fiction thundered overhead. Made grievance holy, rage divine, turned delusion into shrine. A mob convinced by wounded pride that facts themselves had somehow lied. Tear the crown of rust away. We won't kneel, we won't obey. No more kings in tailored rage, no more tyrants on the stage. We won't drown inside your fire, built on fear and cheap desire. Your empire's made of cracked veneer, and we can see right through it here. Then came the day the window shook, history rewriting its own book. Flags like weapons in the air, democracy gasping for repair. A building meant for public trust, dragged through anger, smoke and dust, while somewhere far the architect played coy with consequence unchecked. Fight like hell, the chorus rang, and then the barricades all sang. Not in harmony, but harm, with chaos marching arm in arm. A nation watching disbelief, a spectacle devoured belief. The line between performance crime collapsed in real and dangerous time. He dreams himself an emperor, a marble bust, a conqueror, speaking like republics bend to one man's will from end to end. But history spits out men like that, leaves their portraits cracked and flat. No Caesar born from vanity, just a bloated ego chasing legacy. Every speech a maze of smoke, half-truth spun into a joke. Fact-check paper stacked like stone, enough to build another throne. Reality bent branch by branch, till fiction built a private ranch, where followers mistake the fog for wisdom from a gilded god. But thunder fades and lights burn out, even lies can lose their clout, and echoes crack when pushed too far. Can't hide forever who you are. He split the dinner tables wide, turned blood relations to divide, made neighbors strangers overnight, convinced that darkness must be right. A nation stitched by many hands, reduced to camps and battle stands, all because division sells far better than collective health. Sexism worn like vintage style, dressed in sneers and crooked smiles. Power measured by control, not by wisdom, heart or soul. Treating women as props or prey in a tired nation's play. Still amazed the crowd applauds this bargain bin misogynist fraud. Racism coded, sometimes plain, a scar reopened again and again, turning history into bait, mining prejudice for votes and hate. Not leadership, just slow decay, giving microphones and stage display. A nation told to fear itself while justice gathers dust on shelves. Arrogance like a mirrored heart, where only one reflection calls. No humility nor second thought, just endless wars for being caught. Can't admit a single wrong, so doubles down and drags along a quiet train to clap on cue, no matter what he says or screws. But people rise when lines are crossed, when too much truth has once been lost. The street remembers hearts endure, and no corruption stays secure. You can scare, distort, delay, but daylight always finds a way. And every mask will someday crack when conscience finally answers back. So strike the chord and raise it high, not for vengeance but reply. A louder anthem than the fear, a signal honest, sharp and clear. No strong man gets the final word, no cold tongue lives the truth once heard. The future isn't his to own, no timing gets an endless throne. Hey, burn the scripting, create stage, we are louder than your rage. No more myths and neon light, no more dress in brown and sight. Hey, from the ashes voices rise, not deceived by polished lies. Your kingdom buzz, a rented show, and now the house lights tell you go. Encore, crown the rust turns to powder, turns to dust. Noise is loud, but never truth, and fear can tame survivors of the plate. Let's store but not the date, mine and prejudice for voice and hate. Not leadership, just old decay, every microphones and stage display. A nation told to fear itself while justice gathers dust on shelves. Arrogance like a mirror and whore, where only one reflection calls. No humility, no second thought, can't hide forever who you are. He split the dinner tables wide, turned block relations to divide, made neighbors strangers overnight, convinced that darkness must be right. A nation stitched by many hands, reduced to camps and battle stands, all because division sells far Racism worn like vintage style, dressed in sneers and crooked smiles. Power measured by control, not by wisdom, heart or soul. Treating women as props or prey in a tired and ancient place. Still amazed, the crowd applauds this bargain bin misogynist fraud. Racism coded, sometimes plain, a story opened again and again, turning history into bait, minding prejudice for votes and hate. Not leadership, just over decay. Even rank revolts and state